All right, we're back. We got the lighting figured out. Let's be real for a second. You need a mental health day. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're debt. Somewhere in between. It's not about money or position in life or anything like that. It's about taking the appropriate breaks to get things done even more efficiently than you already are. Because no matter how efficient you are, no matter what caliber you're running at, no matter where you are in life, you can be doing more and you can be operating more effectively and efficiently. So this video is going to be some of the steps that I've put together to prepare for, execute, and replicate mental health days to help you get from where you are to just steps closer to your goals. So without further ado, let's just get into it. First off, I want to talk about the why. You got to figure out why you're taking a mental health day. Is it something big? Is it something recent? Is it something specific? Or is it just a broad blanket term? Like, it can be anything from I want to mentally declutter before my job interview this weekend, or it can be I just want to be better than I am now for the people around me. It can be a reactive or a proactive choice. It can be in preparation or response. But the first step you should take is whenever you're seeing this video, take the rest of the day to figure out your why behind wanting to take the next step towards handling your mental health. And that's just to clarify it and quantify it for you so that you can start reverse engineering it back to the baby steps. On that note, something that's really helped me is setting and defining my end goal so I can put measurable steps in front of me in place to take me where I'm trying to go. If you take the steps to get the place you want to go, you're going to get there. As long as you do the things, as long as you, like 2 + 2 = 4, 4 + 4 = 8, as long as you take a certain input, you're going to get a certain output. All right, now let's really dive in and break this all down so you can start taking those mental health days and both aid in the hard weeks and to really, really accelerate and accentuate your good ones. I'm going to break this down into 5 sections. The first section is what's going on. Treat your life like a book. If the chapter you're on just ended, what would be the big things you could take away from the last few pages to really develop the spot that you're in and to really understand what point in the story you're in, and what would you be expecting to happen in the next chapter based off of the context clues of the end of the chapter you're currently on. And the second piece is to understand what's in control and what isn't, and really, really separate the two. An example of this is what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. While I can't immediately control how many subscribers I have, while 1,000 subscribers is a goal of mine, I have no control over that, so I have those distinguished. I can set goals like I want to make every video a little bit better than the last one, or I can say I want to upload 100 videos in the next 2 years. And I can use the subscribers as a metric to kind of set milestones along the way to keep me motivated, but since it's not directly in my control, I have to make sure that I separate it accordingly. And focus on working on the goals and measuring the goals that I have control of, and using the ones that I don't have control of as more of a metric to inspire me and to keep me honest and to keep me pushing outside of the metrics that I'm directly involved with and entangled with. The third one is going to be plan what steps you can take to start working towards your goal and out of any places that you no longer want to be. Because your goal can either be, oh, I see this end goal that I want to get to, or you can see where you're at now and I want to get out of it. Those can really be the two. It can either be a push or a pull kind of energy there. And really defining what steps you can take to start making that change happen. Take some time to think about what you would do if suddenly you only had 6 months to complete your goal for whatever reason, whether it's a cancer diagnosis, whether it's something less dramatic as somebody's moving away and you want to show them something. Really, really imagine if you only had 6 months to do the thing, whatever it is that you've wanted to do your whole life. Suddenly your perspective might change and you would get things done with drive, discipline, and motivation that you didn't even know you had access to. Most importantly, all I want you to take from that is make sure you're setting traceable goals that you can work towards in order to gamify the workload. The next one is execute. Make small, manageable goals that will take you in the right direction and steer you on the path that you want to be. And for example, if suddenly I'm worrying oh no, I need to record and edit a whole YouTube video this week, my brain's going to worry about it and overthink it and overcomplicate the task. Whereas if I break it down, all I need to do is bring my camera with me, record myself a few times throughout the week, and set some time aside on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to edit it, record some stuff that I missed, and post. It suddenly becomes a much more manageable workload, and I believe the same exact principle can be applied to almost every situation or goal, regardless of background or specifics on what you may be dealing with. And the 5th step is going to be to evaluate. Once you get the ball rolling, really take a step back and think, is this for me? Way too many people stick with a routine or a schedule because it was given to them, adopted subconsciously, or learned as a result of the world around them. In a way, that's what these steps are, is me trying to give people tools or the resources that can influence their schedule or their mindset in some kind of positive way. So you guys can be more in touch with the person that you want to be. And if you go back and evaluate and decide that things that I'm giving you aren't for you, then of course you should adjust accordingly and not apply things that don't apply to you. Like if you're taking this advice and you're applying it and it's actually not working, then yeah, stop using it. But don't say that it doesn't work before you give it a try, because these are things that I know work for me and for other people. So if they're not working for you, maybe reach out to me and we can talk about this on a one-on-one personal basis, and we can really figure out what's not clicking. Additionally to these steps, I just want to touch on this thing I like to call the 5 passions. If you can break down your personality or your beliefs or your core values into your 5 core passions, you can give yourself 10 fronts immediately in order to make progress, which on one hand may sound like too much or even a little bit overwhelming, but it'll just give you 10 options that you can use at any given moment when you find yourself thinking, oh, I don't know what to do right now. For me, these 5 were music, clothing, fitness, mental health and family, which I grouped into 1, and then cars. And what you do from here is you break each of those down into 1 reactive and 1 proactive task. So for example, for my music, my proactive task is to load more songs onto my DJ deck and discover more music. And my reactive task is to practice mixing and get more familiar with my hardware and software to do that. Cars, my reactive is to turn wrenches and, go put hands on my projects and work on them and do stuff with my cars physically. And my proactive is doing research and making sure that I'm familiar with the car and the platform that I'm working on. So when I'm in the garage, I have as much information to do the job as right as possible. And you can pretty much see how this would play out for any of the rest of my goals or any of yours. So it's a pretty straightforward concept. Break it up into something that you can do preemptively and break it up into something that you will do reactively. At the end of it all, like I said, it'll give you 10 fronts to pull from, to work on, to start making some progress or momentum at any moment in time. You have this list of 10 things that you can do whenever you just want to have a little motivation, have a little momentum boost. All right, now it's time for the juicy stuff. And if you enjoyed any of this up to this point, if you could subscribe and maybe leave a comment letting me know if this helped you or what you think you could add to help, because obviously I'm not having the entire conversation. There's 2 sides to it. And I want to hear back from you guys. But let's talk step by step about how to actually make your mental health day happen. In the same way the best Friday nights come after a hard day's work, the best hard day's work comes after a good night's sleep. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a day, and the night before you're going to do 3 things. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to find a journal. This can be a composition notebook, a ream of paper, a clipboard with scrap paper, even your phone. If you can find a way to either avoid or lock your other apps while you're either journaling or doing work. The only time you can use your phone to journal or to do this type of stuff is if you can objectively separate it from the rest of the stuff on your phone. But I would highly recommend finding some physical place to write down and have as a physical external journal with pen and paper or pencil and paper. Once you have your designated writing space and you're designating writing materials, you're going to want to find a designated working space. Somewhere quiet and consistent that you can connect with your thoughts and your work with minimal distractions or clutter. Clean up this area, get your journal out, because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open it up and you're going to break 1 or 2 pages up into 5 categories. These 5 categories are going to be small wins, big wins, wins for others, daily wins, and done wins. And from here we can talk a little bit more about each of those and really dive into what they each mean. So let's start with the small wins. There should be 3 to 5 things, 3 of which that you can do in the first 10 to 30 minutes as soon as you wake up. Before you get on your phone, before you get on the game, before you eat breakfast, any of these are your non-negotiable 3. The more small wins, the better. You're going to have at most 5, but at least 3 of them should be structured to complete first thing in the morning. Mine are usually pretty simple and usually consist of something like drinking a glass of water, doing some push-ups, journaling first thing in the morning, saying good morning to my family, simple stuff like that just builds me some kind of positive energy immediately straight off the bat. Establish exactly what your goal is with each and take the steps the night before to make them as easy as possible for you in the morning. So whether this be like getting my journal ready, whether that be like filling my water bottle up, whatever it is, take steps the night before to make your first 3 small wins in the morning as easy as possible.
Where's everybody at? I think downstairs. Mom isn't feeling good too.
After your small wins is going to be your big wins. This is the time to fill in anything that you've been putting off, whether it be like laundry, cleaning, dishes, any of like the day-to-day mundane responsibilities. Write these down as 1 to 3 big wins no more than 3. I found 2 is the sweet spot. I try and have 2 big wins every day. Sometimes I'll have a little more or less energy, so sometimes 1 or 3 is the case, but always somewhere in that range. And these are your big goals for the day. So your day should revolve around getting your big wins done as a top priority. Not necessarily a first priority, because your 3 small wins right off the bat should always be your first priority in the day. But this is structured to give you a core big positive pendulum swing for the rest of the day, piggybacking off of your big wins. And specifically, focus on doing these to the best of your ability. As they should be the biggest responsibilities for the day. So whether it's folding your laundry a little nicer if your big task was chores, or if it's pushing a little harder if your big task was going to the gym, make an effort to emphasize your big win as much as possible. Because it's already your big win. Make it as big as possible. It's like any little addition to it that you can make is going to help your momentum. And just like that, congratulations. You've successfully built up some momentum with plenty of day left to go. So let's take some of that positive energy and put it back into the people in our lives. Human beings are social creatures, and we need quality interactions to be healthy. So write down 2 to 5 wins for other people. This can be things like giving compliments, telling someone who's important to you that you appreciate them, playing a game with someone, having a good conversation with someone, giving a gift, holding doors open, giving a homeless person money. Like, the list goes on and on. You can donate resources to a cause you believe in. Like, it's definitely my favorite part of the day, and you can brighten up the lives of the people around you at the low cost of feeling even better yourself. So whether it's helping with groceries or reaching out to an old friend, just reconnecting, write out a couple ways that you can take some of your light and your positive energy that you've built to this point and bring it to the people around you to help make their lives, their days just a little bit better. And by the time you get done with all of this, chances are it's going to at least be afternoon, if not into evening or night. So what I want you to start thinking about now are some miscellaneous personal wins. This can be something broad and simple, like just getting all your other wins done can be a personal win. Or it can be something more in depth, like finishing a specific assignment, or spending some time with your pet, or going for a ride or a walk. So either something you need to do or something that you want to do that has a good return on investment mentally. Whether that's, so it can be like reading, doing puzzles, something like that. Some positive win that you want for you that you can incorporate in the second half of the day. As of recently, one of my personal favorite ways to do this has been Duolingo, but list 2 to 5-ish things that fit in this criteria for you and use those to fill out some of the like dead time in the second half of the day. And congratulations, if you made it this far, you've done all the hard parts, because now we're moving on to the done section. These are purely luxuries, rewards, goals, things of that nature, which are the things that you're going to unlock for yourself once you get your small goals, your big goals, your goals for others, and at least one of your miscellaneous goals done already for the day. For me, this is things such as like video games, like Black Ops 6 and Rocket League I've been into, watching anime or YouTube or a movie or something, or just the other things that I enjoy just around the house that allow me time to be relaxed and lazy. Use this section when you've had a productive day and gotten your wins done as a sort of reward to like remind you why you're doing it and to remind you what you're working towards. And just like that, that's pretty much it. Once you get to this point, I would recommend journaling and writing about how you feel about the day, as well as plan out the next day just like you did the night before, and see how many days of mental health days you can take in a row before you start just adopting pieces of it out and into your day-to-day routine and schedule. I'm super happy with this one. I hope it's giving you guys some useful information or perspective, or even just giving you guys a couple things to think about and maybe apply to your life or recommend to somebody who you know could benefit from them. Because at the end of the day, this is all just my opinions. This is all just shit that I've put together through my personal experience. So take it all with a grain of salt. And as always, be safe, check on your loved ones, drink water. Above all else, remember to keep pushing. We are not alone, and for those reasons, I will press forever forward. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.